Hi, girls. Welcome back.
Hi, dolls. Welcome back to Hot and Bothered. I'm Cedar Champ.
I'm Chris Bruno.
And on this podcast, we talk about everything that we find hot as fuck.
And everything that bothers the shit out of us.
Slay. We have no credentials, minimal life experience, don't take our advice on anything.
Two manic little sluts.
That's us.
That's us. Was
Are
I
you
missing
okay?
something?
No, you're like
I'm
staring
walking
into the abyss.
light.
You're like,
Would
that
it be
was
the first time
scary.
this week?
Literally.
So yeah.
Do we have any little tidbits to throw in before we jump into our topics?
It was some big tidbits to throw in before we jump into our topics. No, not really. Like, just how fucking slow today went by. Did that happen for you?
No, that didn't happen for me.
Like, everything was happening in slow motion today. The conversations that I was happening, for some reason, I'm still
that you
hungover.
were happening.
that were happening. Like, I'm still hungover
Clearly.
from Saturday night, and I was like, as hungover as I am, my brain is working at twice the speed as everybody else's.
Yeah. Are you sure about that?
No.
I don't know about that.
No. But I was just like, what the fuck is going on today? I think everyone's hungover today.
Yeah, I kind of think so too. I think my hangover stayed with me a little bit too. And also, I don't know, today went by quick for me for some reason. Like, I woke up, got out of bed, was like doing stuff, and next thing I knew, it was 1 p.m. And I was like, what the fuck? And yeah, the day just fucking flew by. I did absolutely nothing productive, and it was gorgeous.
Yesterday, I did not leave my house.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it.
For reference, everybody, it is a Monday. We are recording on a Monday. So yesterday was Sunday. I had peak hangover psychosis yesterday. It was so beautiful. I laid in bed from the time I woke up, which was like, I think I slept until like 10 because I didn't go to bed until like fucking 6 or something dumb. I woke up, I laid in bed until literally 3 p.m. And the whole time I was in bed, I was just like staring at my phone, texting people and laughing out loud. Like, it's dead silence in my apartment.
Wait, yesterday?
Yeah.
Wait, that was me too.
Yeah, it was dead silent in my apartment, and then like it's just like me laughing in the silence.
That
like,
was me. I could not turn on it. I did not turn on the TV once. I did not turn on a single light all day long. It was.
I don't even think I like watched TikToks. I was just texting people and laughing.
I couldn't watch TV. My brain was not able to look at a motion picture
No.
or like follow any kind of plot.
No.
I was like, I'm just gonna sit in bed and text people too.
Yeah.
Were
even
we texting
like
all day?
Yeah, we were. And even like
I don't remember.
Even later in the night, I tried to watch a movie and I was watching it and I was like, I can't do this.
Literally
like,
did not turn
this
on
is
my
making
TV.
me sick to my stomach right now. I'm not doing this. I had to like turn my TV off and go to bed. It was not a sleigh, but hangover psychosis is one of the most fun
states of being.
Exactly. And like for me it differs because sometimes I have a hangover and I'm convinced that I'm actually dying and I'm like, oh, I've really done it this time, like I'm killing myself. And then sometimes I have a hangover and I'm the most fun and manic and chaotic person.
What's really bad is when you wake up fully drunk.
Yeah.
And then you have to ride the wave of those other two stages of like the come down and then the hangover. And then like by the time you get to the fun manic part, it's like it's time for bed again.
Yeah.
And you're so miserable because you've just had a miserable fucking day.
Yeah.
But it's always fun waking up drunk.
It is. Yeah.
Like, I'm like, 6 croissants, please. Like,
oh my God. The first thing I did when I woke up yesterday morning, and this was me severely overachieving. I don't know. Well, I was probably still drunk. That's probably what it was. The first thing I did, I got up and I made myself blueberry pancakes.
So good.
Like, I was just chefing it up in the kitchen. I made an absolute mess of my apartment and didn't give a fuck. I crawl in bed with my blueberry pancakes.
I want to tell you guys what I did, but I can't even. It's too embarrassing.
What? This weekend?
No, well, we're going to get into that. But
yesterday?
During my psychosis.
What'd you do?
Okay, so I literally went to bed at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
I woke up at 7 when my friend left. And then I fell asleep. Woke up at 9:30.
Okay.
Ordered a sandwich. Went to bed. After my sandwich got to, this is so fat and disgusting. I cannot believe that I'm like putting this out in the open.
I'm so excited.
I literally woke up at 9:30, ordered a sandwich.
What kind of sandwich?
Like a turkey, literally a plain.
Not even a breakfast sandwich?
No, like literally
Okay.
turkey, cheese, lettuce, tomato, like mayonnaise, mustard. Like I was still fucked up and I was like, I just need like a cold sandwich.
I feel like that's the epitome of like a hangover food where you're just
I
like,
was like,
you
I
just
need
crave like a random.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I need sourdough bread,
Yeah.
lettuce, turkey, and I think I like literally took out the tomatoes because I was like, this is too much for me right now. Fell asleep. Woke up at 1:45 p.m. after I ate my sandwich. Laid in bed texting people.
Gorgeous.
Fell asleep at 5 p.m. Woke up at 6 p.m. Like, didn't leave the house. Like, was delirious, mental.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to bed at like 10:30.
Is that all you ate yesterday was a sandwich?
No, and then I ordered a pizza later that night. This is so disgusting. I can't believe it.
I was pretty fat and disgusting yesterday too. I had blueberry pancakes when I woke up, laid in
So
bed the
good.
entire day until I had to go to work. I was at work for literally not even 3 hours and had a donut and 2 bowls of pasta. And then I came home and had 2 bowls of cereal. And literally like fell asleep on my couch at like 9:30.
Craving donuts like it's nobody's fucking business.
I had the best, my favorite donuts are like the sour cream old fashioned donuts. You know what I'm saying?
Sour cream?
Yeah, they're called sour cream donuts. They're like the old fashioned ones where it's like glazed and they have like a ridge on the top kind of.
Those are my favorite, but I've never heard them be called sour cream donuts.
Yeah, they're called sour cream donuts.
I think that's your Midwestness.
No, it's
talking
not.
About.
I was at the grocery store yesterday and I literally saw donuts and they said sour cream.
Like the ones that have like, I was gonna say the hole in the middle, but all donuts have a hole in the middle. They're like boop boop.
Yeah.
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 Like a glazed one.
Yeah.
Those are my mouth is watering.
They're like old fashioned or they're sour cream or they're old fashioned sour cream donuts.
Okay, obsessed.
Okay, yeah. Anyway,
those are my jam.
They're my favorite.
Yeah. Fuck, I need that.
And I had one that I think they were from Sidecar, and I had one yesterday, and it was actually the best donut I've ever had in my life.
So good.
And I don't like, I would never say that about a donut unless it was actually the best donut I've ever had.
I love
in
a
my
maple
life.
bar.
Absolutely.
And
anything with any sort of maple glaze, I'm like, absolutely.
We're obese.
We're so disgusting. So anyway, Chris.
Let's talk about donuts for 10 minutes.
Are you hot or you bothered this week?
I'm not hot. I'm not hot. I'm not
Okay.
hot. That's for damn sure. Am I bothered? Probably.
Okay.
I'm bothered.
Tell us why you're
This
bothered.
is going to sound redundant, and a lot of you already know, have heard about this before. So I have recently been fainting a lot. And
I don't think you've had a fainting spell since the last episode in which we talked about your fainting spells.
I mean, I have them quite often. I just don't publicize them.
Oh, you don't tell me about them?
Well, like sometimes I do.
Oh, okay.
Like the work ones.
Yeah. I thought that was your last one.
Oh, did we talk about that?
Mm-hmm.
Did we talk about the warehouse one? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know which one came after the other.
The one when you were at a house for work, you fainted there. That was the last one that I heard about. The last one we talked about.
I've been getting very lightheaded. So this weekend I was at HiTops with the girls and the gays.
For those of you that don't know, HiTops is
everyone needs to know what HiTops is.
Yes, yeah. Okay, so in West Hollywood, there's a part of West Hollywood called Boys Town, and it's like the gay mecca. And like,
I honestly don't know anyone who calls it Boys Town besides you.
I've heard many people call it Boys Town.
I've never heard anyone call it.
You know
Boys
what? The
Town.
first place I actually heard it referred to as Boys Town was on fucking Vanderpump Rules, and
Really?
Lisa Vanderpump said like Boys Town, and that was the first time I heard it. And then I've heard other people call it that since. But anyway, there's this bar there.
I think that's quite applicable. I love it.
I think it's a great name.
Yeah.
It's a great name. There's this bar there called HiTops, and there's nothing special about it. It's just like all the other bars in Boys Town, except for it's the best one for some reason.
It's just like
The episode in which we talked about me throwing up on the side of Santa Monica Boulevard, that was called It's the Champagne. That night took place at HiTops. So we have a lot of fond memories there. But anyway, that's a brief history on HiTops. Please carry on, Chris.
HiTops also has really fucking good nachos, really good food.
Grilled cheese sandwiches too are really good.
Really good. And the cocktails will obviously get you fucked up.
Destroy you.
So I was there with the girls. I ended up fainting. I don't know what I'm like looking at you to like make this feel better.
I wasn't there.
No,
let's
Cedar,
be clear.
Cedar wasn't there. And I legitimately fainted. I don't know why. I think it was because I had a drag of someone's cigarette. But I'm like, for some reason, I'm really confused because there are nights where I'm a bad boy and I've done a lot of things and I don't faint and I'm like legitimately sober. And the nights where I'm like drinking and just like being a chill girl, it's like, okay, then why am I fainting? Whatever. Okay, so I fainted and I think it was because I had a drag of someone's cigarette. I was standing we went outside to smoke a cigarette, like outside of the entry little outdoor bar thing. And all of a sudden, everyone's yelling around me and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? And then I remember my friend comes up to me and she's like, the paramedics are here. Like, the paramedics are here. And I was like, at this point, I must have woken up from my fainting spell.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck, you guys? I'm fine. Like, the paramedics don't need to come. And they were like, you've been passed out for 10 minutes. We called the paramedics 10 minutes ago. They're here now. You literally passed out. And I was like, what the fuck? Are you serious? Like, are you fucking kidding me? And I woke up and like I can go out in West Hollywood any night of the week and not see a single fucking gay person that I know. I was sitting in a bar stool outside of HiTops with my chair basically like over my arm, like my whole body was exposed because I was just like, they were like trying to put like the EKG things on me. And I was like,
wait, with your shirt?
What?
Did you say with your shirt over your
like
arm?
my shirt was like,
I thought you said my chair.
No. So I was sitting in a bar stool and like,
yeah,
like as if I took off like half my shirt, like,
yeah,
like my arm, and then the shirt was like over here. So
okay,
like, literally
you're naked
without a shirt on, like probably.
And
was
it's like negative 52 degrees.
negative
in Los
52
Angeles.
degrees. They're like putting things on me. They're like pricking my finger for blood. They're have a blood pressure thing on me. I have like 10 things attached to me.
EKG stickers.
Yeah. I see like at least four guys that I know walk by me that like,
oh my god, I die.
that like follow me on
Oh my
Instagram,
God.
or that like we follow each other, or you know, we've met before. Like literally the most random fucking men in all of Los Angeles. And I'm like, why tonight? But I was
Yeah.
also like, okay, me being drama sitting out here with like the
Literally.
paramedics. I was like, hey, like, I'm like, they'll buy you a drink, babe. Like, I don't know what's going on. I was like, I got bored. I fainted. It's fine.
I would feel like I would want to explain myself to everybody just so it was clear. Like, I didn't faint because I was so fucked up or because I did too many drugs or whatever. You're like, this is like some sort of medical condition that's happening, and it's not that you were just like blackout drunk and had alcohol poisoning.
No, but
I would be
sure.
Every person I saw that I recognized, I would be stopping them to explain the situation.
I couldn't,
to them.
and I didn't care, and I'm not gonna reach out to them. But I was like sober at this point. I mean, I wasn't even that fucked up, which is the thing. Like, I wasn't even that drunk, and I remember sitting there just being like, okay, whatever. Like, hi. So then, whatever. All these people are walking by, and I'm just in my head thinking, what the fuck are these people thinking? Like, what would I be thinking?
Diva down.
Yeah. So then I turn my head and there's this other guy like in the bar, and not in the bar, like outside by the outdoor tables.
Yeah.
That again, we know each other, but we've never met. Like, we've talked on every single app. We've talked on whatever, Instagram, follow each other. And he's like staring at me, and I'm like, okay, like, what the fuck? Obviously, this guy's staring at me because I'm literally sitting outside of an ambulance with 10 paramedics. And so he kept literally like, it was like a very deep gaze. I was like, okay, bitch, I get it. What do you want from me? Like, hello?
You getting the attention that you're clearly asking for.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck do you want?
No, but I was like, bro, like, are you going to come talk to me or what? Okay, so then the paramedics were like, literally everything checked out fine. They were like, your blood is great. Your blood pressure, whatever it's called, your blood sugar levels are completely fine. Whatever the EKG thing was completely fine. They're like, yeah, you have high blood pressure, but like you're drunk and you're obviously scared because this is happening. So it's
Yeah.
like
That
levels
would
out
happen.
to
Yeah.
like whatever it's appropriate. And then they were like, so we're gonna take you in the ambulance. And I was like, I like
Take
was a
me
full
where,
I was a
bitch? Like
I
the
was a
fuck?
full Karen. I was like such a full Karen. I was like, you just told me that I'm fine and now you're telling me that I'm going in an ambulance. I was like, I would rather die here. I would rather die sitting in this bar stool than get into an ambulance. I'm not paying for an ambulance. I don't need to be in an ambulance. You just told me that I'm completely fine. They're like, yeah, but we would highly advise that you go to the hospital. And I was like, okay, does that mean like going to the emergency room or going to like a normal situation? They're like, the emergency room. I was like, I'm not going in an
No.
ambulance to go sit in the emergency
A
room after
$5,000
you just told
ambulance.
me to go sit with someone that's head is chopped off. I was like, you just told me that I'm completely fine. I was like, I know that I fainted. Like, yes, we've all established that.
Yeah.
And that I was out cold for 10 minutes, but I was like, I'm not going in an ambulance.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay. And then he like grabs an iPad. There's like 4 or 5, 6 guys. And then he hands me an iPad that's a blank thing with a black line on the bottom. He was like, okay, please sign this. This is just a waiver that you're not getting in the ambulance. And I was like, okay, can I see the waiver? Because I'm like, I'm not going to give you my signature on an iPad. It literally was a white screen with the black line. And I was like,
You were so being a Karen.
I was being a Karen, and I was like, okay, can I see the waiver? And he was like, yeah, we should have it somewhere. And then he like hands the iPad to his other friend who's standing next to him. And he walks 2 feet over to me and says the same thing. He's like, this is a waiver that you're not
Yeah,
getting in
we
the
get
ambulance.
that,
And
bitch.
I was like, I understand that, but can I
Yeah.
physically see words that tell me that this is what I'm signing? And then another guy came over. He like turned around, gave it to another guy, which was probably like the head fucking honcho. And he was like, this is just, and I was like, okay, this is the third time someone's told me that. I was like, I'm not comfortable signing this.
Need to see a
I need to
form.
see what a form that I'm signing.
Yeah.
And he was like, literally got so mad, grabbed the iPad out of my hand like a little 12-year-old girl. It was like, and he was like, you don't need to sign it. And like walked away.
Okay.
And I was like, okay.
Attitude.
Thank you for like not saving my life. Thank you for telling me. I was like, this is a fucking pyramid scheme.
Literally.
I was like, this is a pyramid scheme.
Literally.
I was like, I'm fine, although I just fainted. I don't need to go to the hospital, but you're trying to get me in an ambulance to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking sign my life away.
But also, it's like, okay, if I need to go to the hospital, like you just said, I'm fine. If I feel like I need to go
No,
to the
I was like, I'll
emergency room,
Uber.
I'll call a $16 Uber
Yeah.
versus a $5,000 fucking ambulance.
I was like, I will.
That's not
I was like, I
happening.
feel fine. Like, I will go call an Uber. So they got like pissed off at me towards the end. And I wasn't being like mean because I was very grateful that they were there.
I need to know, did you actually say to them out loud to their faces, did you actually say, I would rather die on this bar stool than get in an ambulance?
I think I told my friend that was next to me while they were like kind of near me.
That's so good. Okay.
Like I wasn't like, I would rather die. Like I told one of my girlfriends that was
Yeah.
next to me, like I would literally rather die on the
Yeah.
sidewalk than get. And then she was like, he doesn't have health insurance, please. Like, no. And I was like, okay, we can't use that card anymore. But I was like, I don't have health insurance. Anyway, so I was done. My friends left. Not my friends, my paramedic friends. They left. And I was just sitting outside and I went up to the bartender. I literally was like, let's keep partying, girls. And they were like, no, Chris, we have to take you home. We have to take you home. And I was like, I'm literally fine. So I tried to sneak back into the bar and I was like,
Oh my God.
and I was like, to the bouncer, I was like, I really have to use the restroom. He's like, I'm so sorry. Like, I cannot let you back into this bar.
Like you literally just
he was like,
fainted
you
on the
can go
ground
to
in front of his
pavilions
face.
or like whatever. And I was like, oh, fuck you. And so we're sitting outside. My friend keeps staring at me that I don't know. So then he comes up to me and he was like, so sweet. It was like the sweetest thing anyone's ever done for me.
So this, while all of this is happening, while all this is playing out, while you're like being a Karen with the paramedics, this man is just sitting there staring at you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. With his 2, 3 other friends. And he comes up to me. He's like, are you okay? Like, I just want to make sure, like, check on you that, everything is okay. I don't remember what he said. I just started literally, like, we were kind of talking, like, hugging over the thing.
Okay.
like over the fence.
Yeah.
And
he was inside of
and we were like kind
inside
of
of the bar and
talking
you were
like in each
outside.
other's like ears vibe.
Cute.
So then I just start like making out with his neck, and then we start making out, and then we start making out.
He's like, I saw you almost die. Are you okay? And you're like, kiss me.
Like literally. And then I absolutely fell in love with him. And he's
Chris
the love of
falling
my
in love
life.
with somebody just
It
because they
was
checked on him after he nearly
I was
died.
like, no one's ever
bare
done
minimum.
that. No one's ever done that for me. But he
You're
was so
so
sweet. He
great.
was so cute. I fell in love with him. And now he's ghosting me. And
You took him home with you?
no, I actually didn't. He texted me later that night and was like, hey, can I come check on you to make sure that you're okay?
Okay, slay.
And I was like, okay. And then, yeah, we hung out and he was cute.
That's such a cute little meet cute.
I know. And now
I'm
he's
obsessed
ignoring
with
me.
that. Well, you win some, you lose some.
I know, but I'm literally in love with him and I'm being crazy and I don't care.
The time when Chris fainted and then fell in love. That's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, slay.
I love it. So
we're bothered this week?
Oh, yeah. So I'm trying to schedule an appointment with the neurologist.
Yeah.
To see if I'm
Thank God.
okay, if I don't have any like tumors in my brain. I mean, some people that I talk to about this are like, oh my God, that's so scary. Some people are like, that's fine. I get lightheaded and I faint all the time. You're fucking dramatic. There's no one that's like, well, I feel like you're normal about it. You're like, just go fucking see a doctor and like be normal.
Yeah.
But some people are like, why would you go see a doctor? And some people are like, you're dying, like, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, can we just all calm down? I think that I know what the root of this is. It's me being like fucked up
And vaping.
and vaping. So I quit vaping, you guys.
Yeah, we'll see.
I threw away my vapes on Sunday, and then my boyfriend left his in my bed, and I found it yesterday morning or this morning. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I'm bothered this week because
you had a fainting spell, you fell in love, and now you're being ghosted.
Mm-hmm. Kind of embarrassing to be seen in public like that. But everyone was like, it's not embarrassing. I'm like, it's fucking embarrassing.
I would be embarrassed. I'm not going to lie.
No, like, it's embarrassing. Like, I really don't care.
Yeah.
But I'm just annoyed.
Yeah. That's kind of like the night that I got so fucked up and like had to leave HiTops.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even take me home. Someone else we were with was like, you need to get her in a car immediately. And he took my phone and called an Uber from my phone or your phone or something. Like somebody else, a third party, someone that hardly knows me, like had to step in and be like, this bitch needs to go home. That's embarrassing to me because I'm like, I can control my alcohol. I never get drunk like that. And so I'm like, that's so embarrassing. What happened to you? It's like if people know the situation, it's not embarrassing, but it's like there's so many people that didn't know the situation. So it's like, okay.
But like, I don't even know if I saw someone outside of a bar with an ambulance, I don't even know what I would think happened to them. I wouldn't be like, oh, you're too fucked up.
That's exactly where my mind would go.
Really? I guess
Yeah.
mine would.
I would think either drank too much or like took bad drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should just be like,
Bad batch of blow.
Okay, Cedar. Are you hot or are you bothered this week?
Are we doing it?
Yeah. Are you
Okay.
hot or are you bothered this week?
Well, you kind of already did this, but I did want to just throw in that we don't take Chris's health condition lightly, and he will finally, hopefully,
I'm
see
going
a doctor.
to a doctor to get an MRI and to get I do a blood panel. So
I have been normal
we'll
in terms of my reaction to the topic, but I do think you need to like just do a little checkup.
No, for sure. I need to go figure it out because it's like weird.
Yeah. And like, I was literally Googling the other day. I was like, can you faint from vaping too much? And then there's this little snip I took out of this article about like teenagers vaping. And it's like, there was blood everywhere. And this girl's like, I woke up with a chipped tooth and a broken nose and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, Chris, this is literally you. Like, this is going to be you.
Is that common?
To hit your head when you're fainting?
Well, obviously. But
it's happening to teenagers apparently.
Fainting?
So I guess, yeah, from vaping. Huh. That's what I sent you, that screenshot.
I know, but it was like 2 sentences.
Oh, anyway.
I should have read the full article. Okay, are you hot or are you bothered?
Okay, yeah, what am I? I'm hot this week. I'm hot this week because I have a friend, a really good friend who I do this all the time. I'm like, I don't want to say his name because I've talked about him too much on here, and I'm like, I shouldn't give him that power. But like, you know,
I think he deserves the power.
he does. Okay. So my really good friend Richie, actually, he's the first friend I've ever had in my life that has like showed me that it's okay sometimes to like be a dumb bitch, but kind of in like a satirical way. So like, okay,
He encourages chaos.
he does, but for example, he and I have always kind of been this way with each other, and I think he's this way with his other friends too. But because of my friendship with him and like getting to know him, it's allowed me to like kind of take a page out of his book. But he's the type of friend where if I'm dating a guy that treats me like absolute shit, does not fucking care about me, literally like doesn't even want anything to do with me, and every single one of my friends is like, I feel like I can't even talk about this person anymore because everyone's like so fucking annoyed with me, like clearly dating somebody that doesn't even like me.
I'm like, are you dating?
Yeah. But like Richie's like the one friend where I'm like, I can literally text him and be like, oh my God, so and so just texted me. And Richie will be like, oh my God, you're fucking practically engaged. He's so in love with you. And we'll like be sarcastic and joke about it in that way because, and I could be giving him too much credit, but I'm going to go with the theory that I think he knows that I'm smart. He knows that I'm smart enough to know when I'm dating somebody that literally doesn't fucking care about me. And so because of that, he doesn't need to like explain to me like, Cedar, you shouldn't be dating this guy. He treats you so bad. And you just like, we don't need to do that whole conversation. Cause like, let's be honest, we're tired of that conversation.
Yeah.
Like, we're not doing that
We
anymore.
all know our worth, babe. We
like
don't
we
care.
figured it out at this point in life.
Like if
and
he
like,
looks at you after you fainted, marry him.
no, exactly.
Like that's
exactly.
it.
All he doesn't even have to talk to you. Actually, he
No.
just needs to look at you. And so anyway, I've always been the type of friend and sister where like when the people that I love are dating somebody that treats them horribly, I would get so mad, honestly, like at them, and I would get really frustrated with them because I'm like, why do you keep even first of all, quit fucking talking to me about this loser that you're dating because I hate him and he hates you. And also, why can't you fucking let this guy go? Like he literally doesn't care about you. And I've always been that type of friend where like I will be the one that's like having a serious conversation with you. You try to tell me something, oh, he didn't text me back today or like whatever. And I'm like, why do you keep fucking doing this? But then after becoming friends with Richie and taking a page out of his book, I'm like, we don't need to have that conversation. You already know that. I already know that. Let's just be delusional. We all need to learn our lessons and make our mistakes and date shitty people to like find decent people to date, you know, like it's just kind of part of the process. So now I'm the type of friend where like Chris is literally texting me about this guy he met 2 days ago and he's like, I'm in love with him, we're getting married. Meanwhile, the guy's not even texting Chris back. And I'm like, that's so fucking your husband. Like that is so your husband. He loves you. He's obsessed with you. I'm done being so real and so literal about it all because at the end of the day, these men don't fucking care about us and we know that.
No, I think it's completely different because I have had friends that are in situations where they're like literally delusional and actually think that they're in a relationship with someone who likes them. Obviously, Richie knows that you're like joking about half these guys that you're talking about. Yeah. So it's like if that other person is actually under the impression that this
person likes them
and that it's something like for their benefit, you cannot be like
feeding into their delusion.
Yeah, you can't be like, oh my God, babes, like love him for you. Like, no, like you have to get yourself out of this fucking mess. But I think that that's kind of one of those things where it's like, you know when you know, and like you can joke. Like,
you need to gauge as to like your friend's emotional intelligence, essentially. And I mean, for me personally, the people I surround myself with, I know they all have enough brain cells to like know when they're being treated poorly.
Yeah.
So because of that, I will take a page out of Richie's book and I will encourage delusion and I will be sarcastic and we can joke around about it when this man who literally won't even fucking drive you to the hospital when you're like having a heart attack and you are excited because he texted you back finally. Yeah, like let's be excited about that, you know? But also, yeah, you just have to know that your friends are smart. And if you don't have smart friends, then like neither do I.
I feel like I feel like most of my friends do the same thing where it's just like we can
Yeah.
Just
like joke about it.
yeah, like I'm not serious with anyone really besides you
Mm-hmm.
because you fucking pull it out of me.
I force you to be serious.
Yeah, but like most of my other friends, I'm just like, oh my god, yeah, like we're all in love and we're just like la di da di da.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I feel like when I have friends that are actually in fucking weird situations, I'm like, okay, I don't even give them my 2 cents because I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll let you figure that one out, babe.
I mean, like, I've also experienced that too, like to the other extreme, I guess, where like, I mean, both of my sisters have been married and divorced, and like both of their relationships were really unhealthy. And I mean, I was never when they were like, oh my God, yeah, my husband's finally treating me well.
Mm-hmm.
After 2 years of treating me like shit, I've got 3 hours of him being nice to me, you know? And I'm like,
God, that's so sad.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's so
And like
sad.
people wonder why I can't stand men. But anyway. And so it's like, you know, in those types of situations, obviously I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, yes, Slay Queen, that is so your husband. Like I'm so
Yeah.
happy for you.
Like good for him. He grew
Obviously.
up. He's never going back to his old ways. We
Yeah.
love him. Like
Yeah.
now we will
Growth.
accept
Oh
him
my
as
God,
a
I'm so
member of our family.
proud.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But also like they already know. They are the ones literally feeling like shit
Mm-hmm.
24/7 because they're being treated like fucking
Mm-hmm.
shit. And so it's like I don't necessarily have to have that conversation where I'm like, you deserve so much better, you know.
Yeah.
There are other conversations that are had where I'm like, okay, well, that's great that he's doing better, but obviously, you know, keep an eye on it and like, you know, or maybe try this or XYZ, whatever. There are more serious approaches to it other than being like, know your worth, babe. But I know them and I know that they're smart enough to like know when they're being treated like shit because they feel like fucking shit. So, anyway, yeah, that's it.
I'm a very impatient person and I'm very impulsive.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I feel like that completely works to my benefit in any situation. A lot of people think being impulsive is bad, but I feel like I'm like an extremely impulsive person.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gotten me out of so many situations that I feel like people find themselves in every single fucking day. I'm like, if this isn't serving me or if this is not fucking good for my mental state, good the fuck bye. So if I have
Mm-hmm.
to like listen to a friend complain about a relationship that they know that they shouldn't be in, I feel like they honestly don't complain to me about it because it's like they know
They
that
know
I
you.
don't have a fucking tolerance for that. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, we've already been over this. And I'm like, you know what I would do. So like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
really think it's in either of our best interest to put more energy into this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also like a level of self awareness too, where like when I'm with somebody and they're treating me like shit, I'll tell people about it at first, but then you have to reach a point where you're like,
No, that's
I look like an idiot. I
embarrassing.
need to
Yeah.
shut the fuck up. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm going to stay with this person, I need to just
Yeah.
shut the fuck up. So, no, I won't ever be that friend that's like continuing to complain about the same fucking guy over
It's
and
also
over and
like
over
no one
again.
wants to hear that too. If
No
you're,
one
I
wants
mean,
to
I
hear
kind of did that at one point in my previous relationship,
that. Yeah.
but
I think we've all been there. It's just like a learning
yeah.
curve where like you finally reach a point where you're like,
Uh-huh.
okay, if I'm going to keep putting up with this, I don't need to make everybody else around me suffer too.
Yeah, and like no one fucking cares because at what point are you like it's just annoying.
It's
It's just
so
annoying.
annoying. Yeah.
And it's embarrassing for you to just
Yeah.
keep dragging the same thing out. It's less embarrassing to faint
Exactly.
outside of a bar.
I would so much rather faint outside of a bar and have the ambulance called
I actually
than
probably would than to be miserable in a relationship for 6 months. That's much quicker. The embarrassment on that is much quicker,
yeah. No, I would take
actually.
that. I would take that for sure.
Yeah.
I take the fainting.
Yeah.
No, but I it's given me like a newfound respect because I've since becoming friends with Richie and like being able to talk to him about these kinds of dynamics and
Mm-hmm.
boys and whatever, it's given me like a newfound respect for, I guess, giving other people that same grace. And also just like nothing is really ever that fucking deep. So like, let's all just take a
Mm-hmm.
fucking chill pill and let our friends make their dumb decisions and support them through it. You know, like,
Unless they're really delusional, then you should probably reconsider your relationship with that person.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Reconsider your relationship with
Disclaimer.
that person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's okay to be delusional in relationships like us.
I don't think so.
I think you're delusional in
No,
relationships.
I think that being delusional in life in the big picture of life. I
Grand
think
scheme of things.
I am a big advocate for being delusional in any aspect of life because I think that that's literally a form of manifestation.
Agreed.
But being delusional in relationships is a form of
self-harm.
not only self-harm, but it is like you are a basket case. If you are delusional in a relationship,
Yeah.
that is a cuckoo bird.
Yeah.
That is something that I will stay very far away from. I think that you can be delusional in anything else, but in relationships, you need to fucking keep your bitch in check. You need to keep yourself in check. And you bitches need to be on the same page too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Delusional in relationships scares me. Me being delusional about my boyfriend from this weekend. I'm like, it's kind of fun.
Your husband.
But I'm also being like,
you're being delusional.
yeah, and
you're
I'm
not
like
just
joking about it.
Yeah.
I'm like I'm bored.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally bored. And I'm
Yeah.
like, this person's like 20 years old. I'm like, I'm gonna just bother him because I'm 47.
It's so crazy though. I mean, I don't think I'm wildly delusional in relationships, but like it's so crazy when you are with somebody, if you like somebody or have a crush on them or you're like super in love or whatever the fucking case is, and then when you snap out of that, when that relationship comes to an end or whatever, and then you glance back at old text messages sometimes, or like you see a screenshot in your phone of a message they sent to you or whatever, and it's something they said that in the moment you thought was just the most incredible thing like you've
And
ever
like,
seen in your life,
ew.
and then you look back on it and you're like, he was literally giving me nothing, and in my brain I was like, this is everything. Like,
That's actually never happened to me.
that's never happened to you?
No.
Oh my god,
That's never happened to me.
Maybe I'm delusional in relationships.
Probably,
honestly.
That's never happened to me.
Really?
I mean, I don't screenshot people's messages, and
I
never
do all the time.
I know you do.
Okay.
And I never like that's like your goal in life.
My DNA.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like message screenshots. Yeah. Have you ever like broken up with somebody and then gone back and like glanced at like old messages or something?
No, because I typically hate everyone that I date short term.
So the problem mostly is that you're just not even reflecting back, which is good.
Yeah, I also don't think reflecting is something that's healthy either, which is a topic that we've addressed on this podcast multiple times before.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
No. And I'm getting there too, but you know, like at one point in my life I was a bit of a like sad lover girl, and those were definitely habits of mine, but
Reflecting.
I'm growing out of them.
I think why I've been so like giddy about this person is because the last time we recorded, or was it our last episode? No, 2 episodes ago. Was it when we talked about like we're open to dating, when we had our cute little moment?
Oh, growth. The episode growth.
Was that?
Yeah.
Our.
Yes.
But 2 now
2
from
episodes
this.
ago.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, our growth episode. I feel like I've been kind of riding that high.
Yeah.
And then I like had this tunnel vision moment with this guy at this bar that I'm like, oh my God,
somebody recognizes me as a human.
Yeah, I'm like, this is my person. Like, I have to ride this out. Me being fully fucking delusional.
I
right
love
now.
you being delusional.
I literally texted him today. I sent you the screenshot. I texted him today and I was like, let me know now if I'm never going to see you again.
There is, and I think
like I'm being unhinged.
Being unhinged and delusional like that when interacting with a guy or like with a crush or whatever the case is, I think that is like the best form of not giving a fuck, because if you actually gave a fuck, you would be care about what you were saying,
and you would be like, oh, you would be like beating around the bush on some weird thing, and you would make it sound weird, and you would be annoying, and you would be insecure, and you would just come across as like a little pussy.
Yeah.
But if you're like, I'm being so straightforward, I'm like, bitch, am I ever gonna fucking see you again?
I might look like an absolute fucking lunatic,
no,
and I
literally don't
care.
I was like, tell me right now if I'm gonna ever see you again. And he was like, oh my God, of course. I'm just not looking for anything other than a friend right now.
You're like, okay, well, you're my husband, so what are you gonna do about that?
You're my husband. Also, you will never be my boyfriend. So what the fuck do you think I'm trying to get out of this?
Yeah, literally.
Like, we are not gonna be more than friends, but we're married.
But I'm in
as
love
of
with
right
you
now, and it is what it is. But I'm like, I'm so bored. I'm like, I think I'm gonna like tell myself that I'm in love with this person.
That's a healthy delusion, I think. I like that for you. I think that that's really fun.
I need something. I'm so fucking bored.
I'm not going to get into this today. This will be a story for another day. But the level of delusion that you're experiencing with this person reminds me of the level of delusion I'm playing with the butthole doctor. Okay, I've never introduced this character, but I will tell the longer story on another day. But there was this guy I dated when I lived in New York. His name's the butthole doctor. And he's called the butthole doctor because he's a colorectal surgeon. Not because we ever did butt stuff. You've seen him. You've Googled him.
I meant see him as a patient. Just kidding.
And anyway, we had like a nasty thing. It ended not well. And I recently have been texting him for some reason and literally like texting him, I'm like, you're in love with me. And he's like, I literally do not wish to ever see you again unless it's to have sex. I don't care about you as a person. And I'm like, this man is so in love with me. He doesn't even know what to do with himself.
On other dates.
Literally.
He's texting you like all these random things.
Which like that's kind of delusion, but it's also kind of not delusion because I'm like, what's going on over there?
But he like, you guys are playing the same game.
Yeah.
This guy isn't playing my game.
He's not playing any game.
Like he's not playing a game back to me. He's playing the whole like, oh, I'm trying to be coy and like be cute. And I'm like, I don't have time for that.
You're like, are you in love with me? Yes or no?
I died. I came back to life, and you were standing in front of me, and you're trying to tell me
you're literally the angel
like,
that
you
saved me.
my life. I was like, you saved my life. Now I'm gonna make yours a living hell. Like
now I'm gonna be your worst fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, but I don't care. I'm so bored.
So the key to success here is to be delusional in dating men, but be aware of your delusion.
Yes.
And embrace it. Love it. It's so good.
What homework are we giving these bitches this week?
I feel a little bad sharing a little bit about the butthole doctor, but that is like such a long story. So I will tell that another day. Today's just not the day. I also feel like you don't really want me to tell that story for some reason.
No, I don't. I don't not want you to.
Okay.
I'm guilty of story time today. Today was my story time.
I'll do a story time someday. Okay, anyway. So the butthole doctor will be formally introduced at some point in time. But yeah, homework. What do we have? Go faint at HiTops.
No, don't go faint at HiTops.
Oh.
Go see a doctor if you have anything that you're ignoring medically.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're actually giving healthy, good advice.
Yeah, we'll give that. That's a good one.
That's the only.
If there's something that's concerning you, just go see a fucking doctor.
Yeah.
My appointment is still TBD, so I'm going to hold myself to that as well.
Health and wellness. And then also on the opposite end of the spectrum, what would be the opposite of
I don't know.
health?
I want everyone to have a really, really good, bad, hungover, manic, binge, nasty day. Like waste of a full calendar day.
Okay, well, we'll be releasing this on a Tuesday, but that's your homework for over the weekend.
Yeah.
Go wild, get absolutely belligerent, and then just waste a whole day.
Vegetable.
Go get In-N-Out.
Yeah.
Which is what Chris and I have been talking about for 2 days straight. Yeah, but also date a guy and be so manic and delusional that he might block you, but don't care. That's your next homework. And I think that's all we have.
Okay, well, we love you girls. Thanks for listening to our
shenanigans.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram and TikTok, Hot and Bothered the Pod. We post on YouTube. We have Patreon. Find us on the things like follow, subscribe, do whatever the other people do. And we'll see you next Tuesday, girls. Love you.
See you next Tuesday. We should do that more because it's true.
I've been doing it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Love you. Mwah.